It'll record it no matter what.
Okay, then, that's clever. Right, anyway. Is it blue?
Yes.
Ooh. Welcome to Salute Services, a demonstration on different types of drinking ware. This is, as your usual, tumbler. You might need to know this, as your clients may ask you to go and get a particular glass when she's entertaining or he's entertaining, and you may not have an understanding of the different ranges of types of glass for different types of drinks. So here we have our regular tumbler, which is for general water use. You use that for water, juice and so forth, for your kids or just for water. And you may need to get a decanter, which is a glass jug for pouring water. Decanter is used for putting in their favourite wine or their favourite brandy or whiskey or gin, but it's mostly used for as a water jug. So that's your tumbler. On the other hand, we have this one, which would be used also for your brandy, your gin, your vodka, well, mainly your brandy and your gin, if anything, your cognac. So when they ask you to get the gin or cognac or brandy, they'll probably want you to bring a short glass. It might be like a short tumbler they might have in their cupboard, or they might have one of these in their cupboard, and that's what they'll want you to bring. And they'll probably want you to only pour it as far as this much. So this is a good video for those who are in learning to become waiters, and when you're carrying glasses, this is the way to carry. As you can see, it makes sense really. Plus you're not getting your finger marks here and here, and most highly respectful people, if they see you carrying a glass like that, will tell you to take it back to the kitchen, and they may tell you 100 times to take it back to the kitchen and you not get what they're saying, but what they're saying, your dirty fingers are on it. So that's the cognac, brandy, gin glass, or brandy and cognac really, and your rum, of course. So your tumbler. Now this is your champagne glass. Right, this is wet because I've just washed it, and there's a treatment in which you wash these glasses, because some people have a big problem with washing wine glasses, especially you get your crystal glasses that are very fine at the ends, and as soon as you put anything in it, it goes crack. That's not the way you clean wine glasses, so I'll show you at the end how you clean wine glasses. So I put this in a certain order so you can understand. The more you get to, you start with your blanco, which is your white wines. Your white wines may be Chardonnay, Shiraz, Pinot Grigio, I can't remember which one I mentioned, Chardonnay, I think I said that. So there's your, your white wine basically, your Prosecco, and so you will pour that into your champagne glass, for champagne obviously, and your wine glass, your white wine, and this would also be a white wine, but it can also be used for the red wine. And you might find a tall red wine glass which has the large bottom of this glass with a long stem like this one. That would be your red wine. I don't drink much of red wine, neither does my husband, so that is why we don't have a red wine glass to display to you. But it's pretty much this type of oval bowl, wide open bottom bowl with a long stem like this, is for your average red wine. And you might also find there's a difference between where they're placed. Your red wine would always be in a cupboard or on a shelf or on the side, because it has to be at room temperature, whereas your white wine would be regulated in its temperature, so it'll be in a fridge. So if your client says, can you get me the Blanco Pinot Grigio, you'll look in the fridge. If they said to you, could you get me the Merlot or the red wine, the Cabernet, you would go to the cupboard or the shelf where you see them put their drinks, and usually they've got a glass cabinet nearby or something like that. Some people do, or maybe they've got literally a glass cabinet separate from their wines, but they usually have a wine holder somewhere. So they usually will tell you, go and get the red wine, and that will mean you get these glasses, the tall, large, round rim, long stem glass for the red wine. If they tell you to get a white wine, you go to the fridge and you get either one of these glasses. It may be open, it may be this one, so tulip glass, champagne glass, and your open white wine glass, your tulip open glass. So that's the tutorial on that. And as I said, how to properly clean your glassware. Your glassware, after drinking, you use hot water, and you don't stick anything into it, not at all. At any time, you do not ever clean it with your hands inside, utilities inside like your sponges, your scrubbers. Nothing goes inside. The only thing that touches is on the inside and the outside. You pour boiled water. Some glasses cannot take, some crystals cannot take, like crystal cannot take boiled water. This is not crystal really, but crystal cannot take boiled water, but hot water, very hot water is good. And if it's thoroughly stained, like the client has had it sitting there for days, then the most is a tiny drop of washing up liquid. Let it sit for a while with hot water in it, then rinse it a couple of times with hot water. Never put your hand in it. And then you get your tea towel and you just give it a wipe. Sorry, that was a bit awkward. You just give it a wipe on the outside. You don't even put your hands on the inside. Okay? Again, always hold in the bottom of the glass. And if anything, if you're cleaning the bottom of the hot glass, hold the stem. Okay? And just leave it to drip dry, pretty much. Right, carrying on. Right, you notice on the table here we have a napkin. We have napkins. Right, there's napkin folding, which will be my next video tutorial, which will be I have a video on table display. So I would on the video I didn't actually show you how to do table display with folding napkins. So we've got a table display video for different dining times, like your breakfast and your dinner, your main dinner time, setup of your cutlery, crockery and glassware. So the difference is cutlery is this, crockery is your bowls and your plates, and glassware is obviously this, and your napkins are these. Now as you can see, these are specially folded. This is a fan fold. All napkins would be ironed when they're folded. That is why it can hold its position. You cannot possibly have a napkin without ironing it and it will look good. You might as well just fold it up simply. You might as well fold it up simply like this, if in the case of rush. Just fold it up simply, hiding the ends of the napkin fold it up simply like that, or you could have it this way, whichever way, and then have the cutlery placed like that. It's always the rounded edge of the knife is faced towards the customer, the plate rather, and the spoon, knife, fork, spoon, in that order, as you can see. So place it like that for the purpose. Close together, it looks better, and keep everything in alignment. So that's a simple fold. And then the more extravagant fold, as you can see, like I said, this one I think it's called candlestick fold, which is more complex. So it's basically you're folding it as if it's like it's a bandana. Basically, you're folding it as a bandana into a triangle form. And so from the triangle, one's bigger than the other. Fold, fold, making sort of like zigzag motion, like that, and then tuck it. Okay, when you've done that, obviously you can now fold it over on the wrong side, on the side that you're not going to use. So fold like that, fold like this, and fold again, and fold again. So on that basis, you have your candle napkin. But obviously this needs ironing. You'll press and iron over all the napkins once you've done your candle fold, and then you'll place your knife towards the plates, your fork, and your spoon. So that's your candle. There's one called Bishop, apparently, would you believe? So that is a candle and the basic fold there for you. And then how do I do the fan? How do I do the fan napkin? Well, this will be used if you are not placing any plates yet. Maybe your client hasn't given you the order in which they want the table set up. So, or whether they're just having a main meal. So maybe you might just place a napkin there. So the way to do that is to make that place, to notify that a placement's going to be there, is to put a napkin in that place. Just in case the table is not going to be laid. It could be just a general setup, which would be like that. Okay? In the average home, it will be like that. But generally, the knife is, all the knives are on one side. Some places they place the spoon with it. In the other video I showed the different types of cutlery. In this case, this is the normal layout. And how do we make this fan napkin? It's quite simple actually. So let me show you. Fold half of it, right, is left, and then you just fold it to get rid of the edge basically. So you're folding again like a fan mode, right? Fold it up. So you got that angle. Fold it off like that. You see, as much as possible, minimal, because neatness is crucial. I have not made that much effort, to be honest. Again, ironing it into the position you want it to stay as, and then there you have it. Halfway, you've got the fan, in which you can leave it like that and place your knife, fork, and spoon. Ready for the table setup. You might not actually, usually if it's there's no statement of what is going to be used for the day, you just leave the table like that with napkin display so that they have a seating arrangement. It looks nice on the eyes. So you have your tumbler to the right and your wine glass also, which your real average wine glass would be this one, and it'll be just above your tumbler, your water glass. Thank you for listening to my tutorial, and I hope it's been useful to you. Thank you.